Hi everyone, it's Jedimanda here again, and please ignore my microphone that I'm talking into because I decided to record this while doing laundry. But you clicked on this video because you want to know how I made my Baby Yoda outfit, which is probably the best decision I ever made in cosplay. Literally ever. Of all of my costumes, I might just be known for the Baby Yoda now, and I'm fine with it, to be honest. It's super cute. And now you can make your own. So the first thing I want to talk about is that I actually did design this outfit. It was an idea that I got after I went to Katsucon and I stumbled upon the Star Wars meetup like one does at Katsucon, and I saw some really awesome Baby Yoda cosplays, and for my uber love of Baby Yoda, if from all of you who follow my social media, that's literally all I post, this was kind of a long time coming. So on the way back from Katsucon, like I said, I got this idea and I sketched it out, bink, on my iPad. As you can see the design right here. I wanted something a little more feminine, something that'll fit my body shape. I didn't really want to wear like the Baby Yoda robe, which is what some people do, and if you want to do that, that's fine or whatever. But I designed it and I wanted it to be a little more girly, cutesy, fun for my outfit. And basically the outfit is broken up into two things. It's a tunic, top type of thing, and a big circle skirt that's kind of like a curved rectangle. You'll see it as we get into the design, or the make, as I should say. But because I am releasing this to the YouTubes in the world, feel free to use my design, but I'd love to see it if you would tag me, or any type of video that I use if you tag me, because I want to see what you make, and I want to see how cute it is, because Baby Yoda will be real cute. Alright, so let's get into the make.
Okay, let's talk materials. Along with what I said below, you will need 5 yards of khaki/camel colored fleece, 3 yards of faux fur Sherpa fabric and ivory, 1 spool of mesh ribbon 6-inch width, ½ yard of wide-inch Velcro, snaps or zipper for closure, oh, and also my cool wig that I'm showing off, but I can talk about that later. And other tools you'll need: rotary cutter, self-healing mat, thread, sewing machine, yada yada yada. Okay, here let's talk about the design of the skirt. The design of the skirt is essentially a curved edge rectangle based upon a circle skirt pattern. If you've never used a circle skirt or made one before, there are many generators out there like this one that you can plug your measurements into and find the widths of your inner circle for your waist and the length of your skirt. So this one, I basically used that as a base, and instead of a circle, I did a rectangle because I wanted a train. So the first thing you want to do is to lay out all of that freaking fabric and determine where your waist circle is. The circle skirt generator told me that my waist circle radius was 5 inches, and I knew the front from the waist seam to the edge of my skirt front was going to be 27 inches. So that's the first mark I made on this. This is a whole, I will be using pretty much all of this fabric, so once you determine where your circle skirt is, you will need to figure out how long you want the front of your skirt, how long you want the sides, and how long you want your back. If you wanted a complete circle, make it a complete circle, but if you want a train, you're gonna have to make the back a whole lot longer. What I'm doing right here is marking all of the points for my center waist circle and where I'm going to be marking the waist. From that, the center point, I will then measure out 27 for the front and however long I want the back, which I think I ended up being like 41 or 44. If you want to refer back to the beginning of the video, I have all of the measurements out on my design pad where I'm marking. So I measured out the train, and now I'm doing the sides from the center of that waist circle and basically just working with what the fabric gave me. And then once I have that, I grab a curved ruler. This specifically is a hip curve. I'm using the hip curve to kind of round out those edges of the circle. Well, the circle is round, but of the rectangle. And I ended up making a little more different measurements just to see how I would like the front edge of that skirt to look, and marked them in chalk, so I'm ready to go ahead and cut them out. Now we're ready to go ahead and cut the skirt out. I'm using my awesome Olfa rotary cutter in a 45mm blade and cutting out all along the chalk edges of my skirt. This is a big old skirt, so you'll probably need to use this on a self-healing mat, which I do suggest, and a rotary cutter is the best way to do it. Once you have the edges all cut out, go ahead and grab your rotary cutter and or scissors and carve out that center waist circle like I am doing right here. Once you have that center circle marked out, go ahead and move your skirt to the back, grab a ruler, and then make an incision from the waist circle about 7 or 9 inches down. That will be for your closure of the back of the skirt. Either use a zipper or use snaps. It's whatever you would like to do. I ended up using snaps. Now right here, I am making the curve for my train. And what I did was I placed the circle skirt onto my mannequin and had it hit the floor at my height. And now I'm marking with safety pins to determine where I want the furthest back part of the train to hit and how much I want it to curve into the sides. This is more or less just kind of pinning it where you see fit. Now, once you have that train figured out, let's go ahead and take the skirt edge measurement that you will need for the Sherpa faux fur trim. I am using the majority of the faux fur that I bought because I wanted to put trim on the edge of my skirt. You can do whatever you'd like, but for this I will need the whole measurement of the skirt edge as well as my sleeve ends and my collar. So basically just cut all of your Sherpa fur that you ended up buying. I took the measurement down and now I'm getting ready to cut the Sherpa fur, and I'm using the width of the mesh ribbon that I purchased, which I will speak upon a little bit later in this video, and it ends up being 6-inch width. So I took my ruler that is already 6 inches and made sure that the mesh ribbon fit on top so I can top stitch it together, which you will see in just a hot minute. Yeah, so I grabbed my ruler, my Olfa awesome ruler, and my rotary cutter, and I just started slicing and dicing. Once I have all of my trim cut out, I took it to my serger, and I basically made one big trim piece. I seamed all of the edges together with my serger. You can do it with a sewing machine if you don't have a serger, but I highly suggest. Okay, let's talk about this mesh ribbon. It's weird, I know. So this mesh ribbon was Amanda's going to use what she has laying around idea. This is mesh ribbon that people use to make those egregiously large like wreaths that go on the door for the holidays. It is really easy ribbon you can find at pretty much any craft store, and I used it for a stabilizer. You don't have to use this. You can totally use your regular interfacing. I'd suggest heavyweight interfacing, but I had this around so I thought I'd use it. Basically, it's just a spool of 6-inch mesh ribbon that I'm tacking on to the trim to make it stand up and to hold a shape. I wanted the edges of the circle skirt to billow out and flow free, kind of like a 50s poodle skirt. And the only way you can do that is adding horsehair or stabilizing interfacing to the trim to make it give that wavy look. And I also was going to use this for the collar, so I needed something stiff as well as for the sleeve ends. So this is what I use. You don't have to use it. I recommend, but you will need a stabilizer of some sort to put on the trim. So once you get your mesh ribbon or whatever stabilizer, go ahead and sew it to the 6-inch trim that you have cut to your Sherpa fabric using a zigzag stitch all the way around, or have it fused to your trim. So you're able to go ahead and pin it to the edge of your skirt and sew it on. Now you have a really cool trim. So now let's move on to the tunic. The tunic I did drape on my mannequin. However, if you don't want to drape using muslin, you can totally use some pattern suggestions. I have these, both a McCall's and a Simplicity, that I have written up at the top of this video. It's just a very easy center front closure, big baggy sleeves, big bodice tunic thing that is going to be made out of your fleece. So once you have your pattern established, like I'm about to right here, oops, I forgot. Make a waistband for your skirt, guys. I did a 2.5-inch waistband, double folded with interfacing on the inside. You'll want to make sure you do that. So now, back to the patterning. Once I have the pattern done for my tunic, or whatever pattern you decide to use, I cut it out of paper, just like any other pattern making person, using a tracing wheel, and added my seam allowance, and then I transferred it to fabric. Once I had my patterns all cut out, I did use a store-bought sleeve pattern for this, just because I didn't want to figure out that math. I transferred it to, oh wait, no, I just went ahead and added the patterns on top of the fleece so I can use my awesome Olfa, hashtag sponsored, not sponsored, rotary cutter to cut out the fleece. Highly suggest this rotary cutter is called the Quick Change rotary cutter. Look into it, guys. It's actually really super cool. Once I have the pieces cut out, then I'm going to attach my shoulder seams and attach my side seams and make the top. Now, let's talk about this sleeve. Now, Baby Yoda actually has some detailings on the sleeve. If you look really close at this picture, you can see that there's like a strip of fabric on his little sleeve. So I took some of the salvage edge of the leftover fleece scraps that I have, pinned it to the center front of the sleeve, and top stitched it down just to give it a little bit of a, you know, pizzazz, as one would say. You know, kind of fleece pizzazz, but hey, it's pizzazz nonetheless. It's detailing, right? Detailing. Sewing is fun. Sewing is fun! Now I have it all together. I tried it on, figured out where I want my front closure, if it's gonna look good, and I think so. Once I pat that closure, I went ahead and added in the collar and the sleeve ends. Pretty simple. Once you're done sewing, add that in. I actually, from here, you'll see, I extended the collar out more towards the shoulders to get it a little more fluffy and big, and boom, I have my cute cloak and my cute little skirt all pinned in, ready to put the closures in. Make sure you try everything on before, you know, put your clothes in and figure it out. But I just love this skirt. It's so freaking cute, and it was so comfortable and fluffy and a little bit warm, but that's okay. Now add in some closures. I have the Velcro that is holding my front together all the way from the collar top down to the waist edge of my tunic, and then I went ahead and added in snaps to the back of the skirt, and boom, I had a Baby Yoda. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I realized convention floors are very dirty, and one thing I added was a little bustle to the back of my skirt. Because of my large train, I needed to be able to pin that up. So I just made a bustle attached to the back of my waistband. Really simple. Yeah, my poor outfit got so dirty after C2E2. So the next thing I added, the very last thing I added to my awesome Baby Yoda cosplay was a little froggy that apparently the internet thinks is the coolest part of this outfit, which, you know, I don't know. It's just a frog that I purchased off Amazon. I literally searched plastic frog, and I knew I was gonna have it with my bone broth bowl as, you know, props and stuff. So right here I am searching for some way to attach it, and I wanted to make it detachable just in case I wanted to, you know, use it for cute close-up shots of the froggy, me eating it weirdly. So I used some suede ribbon to tie around the froggy to make it look like I just kind of plucked him in and attached him to my waistband. Just a little hand sewing tacking. That's all it is. Really simple. Don't forget to add your froggy. Alright guys, and that's it. That is my Baby Yoda dress or skirt and top, more or less, that I ended up wearing to C2E2, and probably I'm going to wear for the rest of the conventions of the year. Oh my god, look how cute! I paired it with my wig that I found off Amazon, link is below if you would like it, and some ears that I made that will be in this video, you see in the corner of somewhere in this video. Thanks guys for watching, I really appreciate it. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, there'll be more content coming up. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see y'all later! Bye bye!